Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Right, so Emma Frost Summer of Pain week 8, and this one is tricky fight, but it's pleasantly tricky because it's very skill intensive and you can do it with the vast majority of the champions. In fact, technically you can kind of bring in any champion. It's just likely going to be a really long fight with a lot of champions, and here it's all about you as a player. And obviously there are some smaller tips and tricks like what to do, and oscillate is like the biggest issue to play around, obviously, and you need to learn how to avoid Emma's in special attack reverse, unless you like using Professor X. But in general, I'm going to be showing one solo for each objective, and then also the first solo, that was the first one that I did on stream. Then we're going to be going over all the better options, and I'll be trying my best to give some tips and tricks. One of the kind of key aspects for several champions to make the fight simple is whenever she's in her Fury phase, never finish 5-hit combo, especially with like Guillotine 2099. If she is in her Fury phase, just do 3 or 4 hit combos and then dash back and then evade that special one, stuff like that, because that makes it a lot easier to manage power and it makes just a lot more organized fight. Another thing, when she is in her shield phase on Oscillate, and that is the main reason why I personally find Oscillate nodes so tricky, is because the way I fight, I often rely on kind of predicting what AI does and seeing patterns, and with Oscillate, it's just impossible, because with Oscillate, champions do whatever. Sometimes they throw special attacks, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they ball up in a corner, sometimes they carry on attacking you anyways. It's just very tricky, and I really hate Oscillate, especially because, yeah, it's just impossible to tell what AI is going to do. However, there are a few tricks to make it easier. Quite often, if, for instance, the shield phase starts as you are in the middle of the combo, they will still react to it as if they are in the Fury phase and immediately throw special attack. On top of that, they are more likely to throw special attack if you tap their block like 3-4 times quite frequently, or on contrary, just don't touch your screen too much. And another kind of like helpful advice that I sometimes use is just tap my own block, and that either will make them throw a special attack, or if you tap your own block, at the very least, it's more than likely going to keep them in the place and they will not be dashing in at you. Now, in this fight, I'll actually mess up somewhere along the way. This is not like my best go. It's kind of funny because my best attempt, well, I didn't record it. That was the screenshot from my first actual solo when I got the milestone. But unfortunately, because I was recording so many different clips, that one just didn't seem to be recorded. So I had to redo this fight again. So I was well annoyed about that. But, you know, all good, all good. We are here and we got it done. Now I'm going to fast forward here a bit, because obviously it's not the most exciting fight when you're using Guillotine 2099 here. It's basically just kind of like 4-hit combo dash back, 3-hit combo dash back, await that level 1, and do the same. And if Emma is in her shield phase, then just kind of like slow play, dance about, see what happens. So here I nearly died because she threw that special attack when I didn't expect it. But I'm still alive, I'm at 36% health, and I still can do it, because even though it looks like I'm down on health pools, 35% against 50%, but at this point my combo meter is already quite high, so I'm dealing a lot of damage. Another thing that I should have mentioned before and will mention again later is that Liquid Courage, Double Edge, and Recoil, I don't think that they are very helpful in this fight. I really don't. As soon as I took them off after this fight, I felt significantly easier, especially when using skill champions like Kingpin and Nick Fury. And I'd imagine several of the science champions would be easier to use as well. And in this fight as well, even though I did take a level 1 to the face, vast majority of the health that I have lost in this fight is to the recoil. So I kind of wish I had taken off my Suicide Masteries earlier than I actually did. Now, I'm not saying you can't do it. I did get in a couple of solos with Suicide Masteries, and I also nearly soloed with Kingpin earlier today on stream. Sorry, not Kingpin, with Nick Fury. But it is definitely significantly easier if you don't have to deal with recoil in this fight. But yeah, so that is it for this fight. We're nearly there. I'm just gonna push to my level to use that, and that is all she wrote. So that was my female objective. Now we're gonna go with Nick Fury objective, and with Nick Fury, I'm a bit lazy. Now you can obviously fight for as long as you can with life metal decoy, and then kind of like start using real Nick Fury. But quite often, one of my personal problems is that if the fight lasts for too long, I inevitably, somewhere along the line, mess up. So I'm also interested, maybe not necessarily having the safest fight, but also being able to do quite quick fight. So here I ate the level 1, and I just decided, sod it, let's just go. So I have no more life model decoy, and I'm going to be dealing some serious damage now. So she's at 94% here, and we're going to be taking her down quite quickly. Now, I will get also a bit lucky in this fight in particular, but I did get another solo later where I basically did very similar thing, just a little bit less scruffy. But let's take a look. So here again, I'm just waiting out the shield phase. I want her to throw special attack. And here the key is to get rid of your power as early as you can. So you're kind of always below 1 bar of power, and try to do your best to make sure that Emma is ahead of you in the power bar pretty much at all times. Because then you can make sure that she is not bleed immune for majority of the time. Now, obviously, it doesn't always work out perfectly, but you can make sure that your bleeds are staying up for quite a significant portion of time. So again, we're going to be baiting out her level 1. I'm going to go in with a full combo, finish with light, nice big bleed. I'm not going to back away. We're just going to try and be super aggressive, because in the end, the plan is to just kind of like do a ton of damage with my level 2s when I'm hopefully unblockable, and hit her through block, especially if she's in her shield phase. She's extremely unlikely to throw her special attack. So I do plan on a bit of cheese at the end there as well. Right, so let's await that level 1. Perfect. Let's go for a combo, finish with light. Now I'm going to be unblockable here. Wonderful. Unfortunately, she's at level 2. I do get to await that level 2 fully. That was kind of like a good moment there. Why not? A nice cheeky little intercept, and we can see that she's ticking away for quite significant amount of damage. And we can see that she's in her shield phase, so she's pretty much not doing anything there, which is kind of awesome. And yeah, so at this point, I'm just going to finish another combo, go for level 2, wonderful, and let's go in for another one, and I'm going to drop level 1, and that is it. So it was quite close, it was a bit dodgy, but we did get it done. Right, so Nick Fury was my skill objective. And then we're going to take a look at the stream. So science objective for me was Immortal Hulk. And let me just start the stream here. So never you mind the face in the background there. Right, so Immortal Hulk, I was actually a bit clumsy with him yesterday, and this fight is also definitely not the cleanest one, even from the ones that I did myself yesterday. Yesterday, actually, with Immortal Hulk, I got her down to 1% twice. That's what kind of got me a bit triggered. I got her down to 1% twice with Immortal Hulk, but obviously, since I do want to get full solos, no revives, and no boosts, none of that stuff. So here we go. So there I'm just kind of spamming, because I know that I'm going to be eating a level 3 from Emma Frost, which is fine. I'm just spamming heavy attacks to do any kind of damage. But that was kind of in the plan there. That was kind of in the plan. You don't have to do that, obviously. I think Buddy Lee has excellent takedown. It's just, I'm going to go for my level 3 here. That's going to let me heal up already, like, what is going to be 13%. And obviously that kind of fills up my gamma a bit and does all that other good stuff. But, so here we go. I'm also healing from her debuffs, because why not? I'm going to be awaiting this one. perfect. And obviously, Immortal Hulk, I had quicker fights as well, I must admit. In this fight, I was kind of messing about a bit. You guys know how it sometimes goes when you play Immortal Hulk. And again, I do believe Buddy Lee has a very quick, very effective Immortal Hulk solo. But this is just from yesterday's live stream. And this is actually my final attempt. So that was kind of like lucky, I suppose, that I did manage to get her down before end of the stream. So we're getting out at level 2, wonderful. Did not lose my rage stacks there. So I got 8 here, wonderful. She does throw special attack as a miracle. And I'm just gonna go in for a full combo. And now, here we go. Let's try and deal as much damage as we can. We can see that my immortality is about to come back. And at this point, I'm full on 100 gamma. My immortality did come back. Now, obviously, had the stun stuck, she would have been pretty much dead, because I was at that point, I think, on like 20 or 20-something rage stacks. It didn't. But my immortality is still going to save me from this level 1, which is perfect. So I can just carry on. And so long as I don't lose my rages, we just go in and smack down that Emma Frost. And let's go for level 1. That's it. That's it. Right, so that was the solo with Immortal Hulk. And the very first one actually was super easy. The initial fight was super easy. With Hercules, it took me like only a couple of tries to get it done, because Hercules has that infuriate mechanic, which is like my favorite thing about the champion. And with that infuriate, you can actually make her cooperate, even when she's in armor phase on her oscillate. And it works. It just works. So I'm not going to show the entire fight, but just wanted to let you guys know that I used Hercules. He works fantastic. Here's going to be the finish of it. I will mess up somewhere towards the end of it, but not the biggest deal. So I just want to get in my intercept. So I can drop my level 1.
You know what? I'll give that to her, honestly.
At like 12%. Here I mess up. Okay. It's fine, no problem. Need to wait out the power sting. 1 second. And she's gonna go down in a sec.
Do reverse controls apply to robots? Yes. The only ones that are immune to it are those that have like psychic
Let's
shielding.
just
like
rush in there. Full combo, I think. Yeah, no, intercept, then full combo. That's it. And with Hercules, it was like super easy. It really was. Right, let's take a look at the best options. For Cavalier players, I still recommend Hercules is one of the easier options, because he's just that quick. Plus, you have the immortality to kind of save you as well. Professor X obviously is a great option, because you can ignore reverse controls. And I do believe that Magnetos can ignore it as well. I just think it could be a bit tricky to get some damage going with Magnetos, because armor break's not available. Ultron is a very good option with guaranteed crits and degeneration, so Ultron can definitely put in work. Hulk is a very good cheesy option, as showcased earlier. Apocalypse definitely has been showcased to be able to take him down. Human Torch has been doing great. Nick Fury, and I'm sure there's a whole bunch of champions as well. You can drop a comment of the champions that you used, and that way you'd also be helping out other people. But yeah, those are kind of like the champions I recommend most to other people so far anyhow. And now let's take a look at Thronebreaker objectives. So let's take a look at Thronebreaker objectives. Science champions as best options. I recommend Hulk. Human Torch, you do want to have pre-fight active. And the problem with Human Torch is, if you do not go for a one-shot, then upon entering the fight, you will not have pre-fight active, which will make it a lot harder. So with Human Torch, if you're going, it's kind of like if you better one-shot it. Immortal Abomination is really good for this fight as well. So even though she quite frequently will be poison immune, still you can activate that level 3 poison aura that she's not immune to, and then you can go unblockable. And then on top of that, obviously Immortal Abomination is quite tanky and can take a lot of damage and heals up by himself. And he's going to count for science objective, obviously. And then we have She-Hulk. But with She-Hulk, she definitely has to be unduped. So it's kind of like, unfortunate if you have her duped, then you cannot use her as viable option, because she switches off reverse controls on random. And you never know which way you need to await the special attack, and it's borderline impossible to do it that way. Spider-Ham has been shown to be a great option as well for science objective. For skill objectives, skill actually has quite few great options. Still, Nick Fury definitely is amazing. Kingpin, Kingpin was very easy, very good. I didn't quite get the solo, but I did try him out twice, and both times I got him down to like 15 and 10%. Quite annoyed that I messed it up in the end. But yeah, Kingpin with no recoil, with willpower active, can cover a lot of mistakes. Plus his degeneration reduces her attack, so he's like really tanky. It's gonna take a while, but he's a very safe option. Killmonger, obviously he has his indestructible charges, so he can tank level 2s and 3s, and what's the best thing is you can also heal thanks to willpower, right? And his True Strike also ignores some of the resistances in armors and things like that, so Killmonger is actually a very good option. Shang-Chi, definitely also a viable option, just spam your level 2 and all good. Stealth Suit Spider-Man still can crit while she's in her diamond phase, so yeah, also a very good option. I've heard people use Black Widow Deadly Origins, and Black Widow Deadly Origins and Gwenpool both count for skill and female objectives. So that is quite awesome if you have either one of those ranked up highly. Gwenpool is very good because you can tank special attacks. Just remember that it doesn't count on block. So if you're going to be eating a special attack, you need to eat it in your face. And Black Widow Deadly Origins is just a ton of damage. You just need to make sure that you drop your level 2s when she is not in diamond form. And female, then we have Guillotine 2099, Black Widow Clairvoyant, or Black Widow Clairvoyant, my bad, I need to fix that. Need to fix that. With Black Widow Clairvoyant, is also doing really good. I'm without exaggeration, I got Emma Frost down to like under 20%, like 6 or 7 times out of 15 times I tried with Black Widow Clairvoyant, because you can heal up when you mess up with your blood curse, and otherwise you can stay in Incinerate curse and deal more damage. Then still Black Widow Deadly Origins. She-Hulk works again only if she's not duped. Gwenpool Domino, quite a good option. Sorcerer Supreme. Sorcerer Supreme is solid option, even though you cannot armor break. That heal on the block is still very useful, and Emma Frost has an armor up buff that you can keep on nullifying and gain extra power. That kind of like can help you out a bit more in the fight as well. And Ghost is perfectly capable of doing that fight, but you do need to intercept all the time. You cannot phase. So those are some of the best options. I hope this video is helpful for you guys, and if it is, well, hit that like button, hit that sub button, and I will catch you guys soon. See ya. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about